feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me. And what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me.
Alright guys, I'm back to again with another video. So the first novel that we're going to be looking at today is called Castle Black Iron. This web novel is it's funny, I can't lie. It's definitely funny. There's a comedy tag, I mean comedy genre, but it's a bit boring, I won't lie, but it definitely gets good the more you read. But that's like the first couple of chapters are a bit boring, but it gets better. Like I'll say, it's definitely worth the read though. It's definitely worth the read. Alright then, so let's get into this. So the genre is action, comedy, ecchi, fantasy, harem, mature, school life, sci-fi, and wuxia. And let's get into the description. After the catastrophe, every war in the world was rewritten. In the age of black iron, steel, iron, steam. In the age of black iron, steel, iron, steam engines, and fighting force became the crux in which human beings depended on to survive. A commoner by the name Zhang Tai, I was called Tai, was selected by the gods of fortune, and was gifted a small tree which could constantly produce various marvelous fruits. At the same time, Zhang Tai was thrown into flames of war. A 300-year war between the humans and monsters on a vacant continent, using crystals to tap into the potential of the human body. One must cultivate to become stronger. The thrilling legends of mysterious clans, cycles of oriental fantasies, numerous treasures and legacies in the underground world. Alright, so the Castle of Black Iron. So you guys know how it goes. It's basically me summarising the first chapter. Let's get into it. So enter our main character, Zhang Tai. We'll just call him Tai. This man, or should I say, this boy is perverted. How was that MC going to be looking at smoke coming out of a chimney and all man's male genitals and the seminal fluids? Like, pause. Like, I had to read that to make sure it was the right thing that I was reading, seeing and believing. Like, what? Like, how? Second paragraph in and it's already sus. But you know how it goes, we read. Tai only has 4 pieces of underwear, and due to Elaine, it resulted in him only having 1 pair that is not fully wet but half wet. So when he goes to school, he has uncomfortable sensations down there. This is only the 3rd paragraph and I'm laughing like crazy. As he arrives at the school gates, there was a man watching over all the people that enter the school, known as Captain Curran, who everyone is frightened of due to his black eye patch, and due to him being the military representative and educational director. So he picks on a kid who has a model in his clothes, nearly scaring him to death, and tells him to be clean and not let him see him like that again after school. And this guy, Captain Curran's attitude does a 180 as soon as he sees an attractive teacher walking towards the school gates, and he starts running towards her, trying to get her attention, just to be ignored. He should have known better. But it must like isn't his first time getting rejected. You know, you shoot your shot once, you try again. You get ignored once, you move on. This guy did not listen to that at all. This guy only listened to the first half and forgot and didn't even hit the other half. So yeah, there is other info, but it's a bit boring, so there's no need for me to mention it, since this isn't meant to be a summary with, you know, since this is meant to be a summary, you know, with a comedic undertone. Yeah. Alright then, let's get into the next web novel. Okay guys, so this second web novel called City of Sin, and this is definitely very, very different compared to the other web novels that I've recommended, and compared to web novels that I will recommend in the future. This is, out of all the ones that I recommend, this is one of the ones that I recommend the most, because even if you read other ones, some of them, you get a feel for like, oh, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen, but they're still good. But this one, you actually have no idea what's gonna happen for some of the stuff. Yeah. Okay, then let's get into it. So the genres are action, adventure, fantasy, harem, mature, tragedy, and so on. And the description, let's get into it. Every drop of this family bloodline is stained with sin. They are the embodiment of contradiction, calm yet maniacal, with great memories yet often forgetful. They plunge themselves into their dreams, yet often compromise, are angels that are also devils. It is why I hate them, and also love them. The only hope of this family, a youth with the blood of elves and devils, walks on the battleground of annihilation and rebirth. He whirls his way through boiling lava and icy depths, killing on his field of despair to strike down the only lofty figure in his sights. One day he'll grasp his blade tightly and survey his surroundings, only to find no more enemies to kill. Ooh, that's very, that's very good, actually. Oh, but I really ended it about like having no enemies to kill. So basically, he's fighting his whole life trying to kill people that, I don't know, the demons are threats to him, or people that he finds a nuisance. And then before when he struck down his last supposed enemy, he doesn't realize that that was the last enemy, and that was just, he's kind of like lost his purpose in life. Oh, that's really interesting. Well then, let's get into the summary. Alright then, so City of Sin. The name of our MC is Richard. He's only 6. And the novel starts with him being bullied because he has not been taught to hunt and has no father, which is, that's sad. Like, look at it, only like 6. But go on then. So a middle-aged man asks if he's okay due to being bullied, and Richard is not angry and replies that he has the best mum in the world. And the middle-aged man replies, yes, you do, because, you know, he's a bit surprised that the kid replied that way, because he thought the kid would be crying, and if he was not crying, he didn't expect him to say that. So okay, that's kind of sad, but it is what it is. But not at the same time. Anyway, there are 3 main people in the town, who are Bobby the blacksmith, the village head, and Elaine, who helps the villagers with medicinal. So basically, he's basically a doctor, put simply. I keep missing that word, medicinal needs, and that she's Richard's mother. So they're the 3 main people in power. So there's also a 1-year time skip in which his mother is trying to teach him about perseverance through him plucking these fruits called breadfruit with a certain technique. One time he didn't follow a technique and just put it to whatever he saw, and his mother noticed, resulting in him being scolded and him not doing it again. He also to his mother because he didn't want to make her upset. So basically, he goes out to hunt and catches the bear. As he's about to defeat the bear, an arrow is shot from behind him and sends the bear to the shadow realm. So basically, his prey got snatched, and then they beat him up for not wanting them to steal his hunted prey. He went back home to his mum, and she's sad, obviously seeing her son beaten up. She bandaged him up and she told him to hold on and that he can't fight back. And the lesson that he learned from this was tenacity. And if you're confused, let me explain. He learned something every year. At 6, it was happiness. At 7, it was perseverance. And at 8, it was tenacity. So this first chapter was quite good. And attention grabbing, making you want to continue reading until the boy goes up. And so that there was a time skip. I actually meant to say that there were 2 time skips, one from 6 to 7 and one from 7 to 8. Anyway, let's get into the next web novel, Mages are too OP. Alright guys, so this is the third web novel, Mages are too OP, and the genre is action, adventure, comedy, fantasy, harem, and romance. Alright then, so the description, let's get into it. As one of the first players to gain access to the world of Pharaon, the first immersive game worldwide, Rowan creates his character as a mage. However, playing as a mage is not as fun and easy as he thought. His head even explodes after he casts the very first spell in the game. Stubbornly sticking to his class, when most mages decide to create a new character, Rowan gradually discovers the tricks of the trade and his unusual talent. This allows him to change people's stereotypes on mages and to explore the deeply buried secrets of this game. ... Yes, obviously, that last bit about to discover the secrets of the game obviously means that there's more than meets the eye in this game. And what's called again, the bit where it says that most people change their characters, but because of him, they decide to change their stereotypes, or basically more people decide to be mages again. Yeah, he's basically a leader of a movement. Yeah, right, then let's get into the summary. Alright, so this is the third one novel, Mages are too OP. So enter the MC Roland. He opens his eyes and is confused due to the immersive game that he's been in being too realistic and him being able to smell and feel. As he adapts into his reality, an old man appears and is driving a conversation, but can't due to a language barrier. So him being the genius he is, decides to use a system that every player gets and tries to find the language proficiency skill in his magic book. As he activates the skill, he has a growing headache, and it continues to get worse until his head explodes, and the blood ends up all over the old man's face. he didn't actually get sent to the Netherrealm. It was just that his character in the game. Just so you guys aren't confused and scratching your heads. Alright then, that was true. My summary, there was a bit that I missed out, but it's not really that important. Like, I'm not meant to tell you everything that happens in the first chapter. I'm just meant to tell you the main bits and bobs. And then let's get on to the next bit. Right guys, so this is the fourth web novel. Renegade Immortal. Okay, so let me adjust my mic for a second. Alright, so the genre is action, adventure, harem, patrol, tragedy, shanj, oh my gosh, Zanzi. So let's get into the description. So, Wangling is a very smart boy with loving parents. Oh, that's nice. Although he and his parents are shunned by the rest of their relatives, his parents have always held high hopes that he will one day become someone great. One day, Wangling suddenly gained the chance to walk the path of an immortal, but he found that he only had a mediocre talent at best. Watch Wangling as he breaks through his lack of talents and walks the path towards becoming a real immortal. Alright then, that is you don't give you too much, but you know, it just gets straight to the point. Gives you a little bit about Salve and about, you know, him trying to become an immortal, yeah. Alright, then let's get into my summary of the first chapter. Alright then, so Renegade Immortal. Renegade. Oh, wait, I just forgot the title name. Anywho, our MC is named Wangling, but he's known as Taizu due to his poor health. So he's a very intelligent boy and is always leading compared to others his age who have started working in the field. So he's in with his parents, and they mentioned that his fourth uncle is coming and that he should prepare himself because basically his fourth uncle's helped out with his dad. And if it wasn't for his fourth uncle, his dad wouldn't have been able to find people that would buy his stuff. So basically, he basically helps him get a reliable source of income. Yeah. What else? Alright. Yeah. Also, the main thing that is his fourth uncle is able to help him to have a chance to enter a sect. And basically, you guys know the gist of it. The sect. There's a sect. It basically means that there's people cultivate. You know, you cultivate to become an immortal, get stronger, so and so. You know, all that stuff. Yeah. So that's why they want him to like get on his fourth uncle's good side, so he can get into a sect. Alright, then let's get into the fourth. It's fourth. I want to say fourth. It's the fifth web novel. Okay, so the fifth and final web novel, Mrwebnvel Sanity. Oh my gosh, I'm actually so happy to actually recommend this to you guys. I saw it in my, I don't even know. I think I saw someone recommend one of the YouTube's comment section. I didn't really read it, but I saw them basically saying like hard characters. I was thinking, wow, that is pretty interesting. By the time I was doing something else, so I forgot about it. But I read it maybe last year, and I read it again a month or two ago. I was thinking, wow, this guy's a menace. He's a threat. What kind of villainous character is this? But anyway, let me get into it. So the genre is action, adventure, fantasy, mature, mystery, psychological, and Zanzi. Let's get into the description. Okay then, so humans are the spirits of all living beings. You are the essence of heaven and earth. With his three views unrighteous, a demon is reborn. Former days are but an old dream, an identical name is made anew. The stories of a time traveler who keeps on being reborn, a unique world that nurtures, refines, and uses gear. Spring, autumn, cicada, moonlight gear, wicker worm, great key, golden white worm, slender black hair gear, hope gear, and the great demon of the world that acts as these heart priestess. A story of a villain, Sanguine, who was reborn 500 years into the past. With the spring, autumn, cicada, he painstakingly refined. With his profound wisdom, with his profound wisdom, battle and life experiences, he seeks to overcome his foes with skill and wit. Ruthless and immoral, he has no need to hold back as he pursues his ultimate goals. In a world of cruelty, where one cultivates using goo, magical creatures of the world, Fang Yuan must rise up above all with his own power. So yeah, there are notes there. I'll just read out to you. So goo is the legendary venomous insect, often used in black magic practices. It can take on the form of several insects, usually snakes, crickets, worms, etc. And the three views equals one's worldview, values of worth, and philosophies on life. And the one thing that I just want to say is this novel It has, as you can see here, it says, let me highlight it for you, 2,334 chapters, out of 2,334 chapters, and on the Reddit section of this, I'm not sure it's somewhere, there's an online forum, or I think even that was updated in the comment section, basically, and I mean in the review section, people said that this has been dropped, or something like that, it's been dropped. I think they said that Alpha was forced to stop doing it. I can't remember the reason, but it wasn't because he wanted to, it was literally forced to do it, not because of health or anything like that, but he was forced by someone to do it, either someone or some people, I don't know what it was, what the reason is, but you can search it up yourself if you decide to read it. But that shouldn't stop you from reading the book though. Like it's still a very good read, because it's different in it. You're literally reading the book from the perspective of a villain. It's not a normal villain. This guy's like the villain of villains. This guy makes like freaking, I don't know who's a villain I can think of. Let's even say from Vegeta. Obviously he's not a villain anymore, but you know, like Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z. What Dragon Ball is what I'm talking about, yeah. He makes Vegeta look like a little kid. Alright, let's get into my summary for this. Alright, so level in insanity. As I said before, when I was reading the journals and the description, this guy is a freaking evil, man. Alright then, so anyway, you guys form your own opinion after I give it somewhere. It's very sharp, so our MC Sanguine is being chased down by his enemies, and yes, this is similar to Against the Gods MC Yunji, who I mentioned in the previous video, but big but this MC Sanguine is one of the most villainous MCs I've ever read about web novels. Like, Yunji was being chased for his treasure and had a good reason to kill revenge for his master's death, but Sanguine just kills people. Like, they're two different types of people. He killed thousands of people just to get stronger, and it's not as if all of them offended him. Like, some of them might have, but all of them definitely, for sure. And this is only the first of paragraphs. There's a woman who shouts that he ravaged her, then killed her entire family afterwards. Whew! This guy's a menace to the world, forget society. Damn. And everyone is telling him to give up his Spring Autumn Cicada, which is basically a goo. And goo is what people in this world use to get stronger. And there are different types and levels of goo. He starts laughing, and due to everyone being scared of him, they attack him together and end him. Obviously, that's not the end of the novel, so our MCs were born 500 years ago, back to when the time and place where he was first reincarnated. Just some info dump. He is the Chinese scholar from Earth, and that was reincarnated into this world of goo. He realizes that the Spring Autumn Cicada helps him to be reborn 500 years ago, and he had heard rumors that it has the ability to help the user to be reborn, but was not sure about its authenticity. This man was a menace to the world before. Now that he has been reborn, maybe you think he'll be a good man in his second chance of life. Baka. He was a menace to the world now before. Now he's going to be a menace to the fucking universe. You really think he's going to let himself be caught lacking and not aim for high skies? Are you commit more crimes and more atrocities? Nah. The guy's like going through. Anywho, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I tried to keep to my word and not upload 3 videos this week. It takes me a bit of time to write the scripts and put everything together. Anywho, I'll see you guys in the next video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace out.